Greetings, welcome back, guys. And the last time we left off with our infinite runner, I left you guys with a challenge to see if you could figure out how to stop the platforms from being nudged by our main character. Okay, so how you do that is you select, let's start with our platform 1. And what we are going to do is increase the mass of this. So let's change that from 1, we're going to make it 1,000. And we need to change the movement as well. So if we leave movement as -1, it's not going to do much. So we need to change that to -1,000. So it moves in basically, well, it will move at the same speed, but then that will prevent our player from knocking the platforms down. Okay, so if I nudge those, nothing's happening. To see, we can test it out on this bottom one. There we go. And I knocked that one and nothing is happening. Okay, perfect. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and do that on platform 2 and platform 3 as well. I've made those changes already, so mine is working fine there. And okay, what we're going to do today, I want to show you guys something quickly. If I press play, we'll see all our platforms spawning here on the left. Okay, so these are all the game objects that are being created. And the problem here is if I let this run for a bit, it's going to start getting really slow. Okay, and the reason for that is creating all these objects is using a lot of memory. So we need to stop these from creating so many, and the way we are going to do that is by just destroying them after a bit. We'll figure out how to do that. I think I have a good idea on how to do that, but that's not going to be complicated. And let's try that out. Luckily, Unity Playground comes with something that we can use quite easily, so I'm just going to zoom out on my scene here. Let's have a look at my camera. What's happening? I can't see what my camera looks like. Gizmos. I didn't have gizmos selected. Okay, so I want to see the bounds of my camera, and I'm going to create an object destroyer around here. So let's add a new game object. I'm going to create an empty one. And I'm going to call this platform destroyer. On that, let's add a component, and we are going to add destroy. Nope, not that. We want a condition collision because the destroy action works with this condition collision script. Okay, failed to add because I don't have a collider on it. So let's add a collider. Let's add a box collider. 2D. See, it's created a little one here, so let's just move this thing a bit to the left. So I'm going to move it quite a bit to the left because of the size of these bottom platforms. So we don't want the platforms disappearing before they've moved off screen. So I'm just going to eyeball this and put it around here. Maybe a bit more to the left. Doesn't really matter. We don't want it too far off, of course, but having it a bit far off is not too bad. And I'm going to scale this. Let's okay, what we want to change the size of the collider itself. So I just clicked on Y on size, and you click and drag to the right or left, and that changes the collider size. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a bit big, but doesn't matter at all. And on here, we can now add our condition collision. We don't need to filter by tag because only our platforms are going to move that way. Maybe we might need to do that later. We'll see. Okay, so we are going to select destroy action, and we are going to destroy the object that collides with this. So target is object that collided, which is perfect, and we don't need any effects on it. So let's see what happens when we press play now. So just keep an eye out here on the left, and let me actually click on scene. You can see here's our collider, and as each one of those platforms hit it, they just disappear. And our scene isn't being populated with way too many objects. This isn't the ideal way or the ideal solution of dealing with something like this. What you would do in a proper game or using proper techniques is to create something called an object pooler, so that you create your objects once and that gets reused instead of creating and destroying all the time like we are doing here. But given that this is Unity Playground, I think this is a solution that we are going to go with. It doesn't require any extra coding, it's just Playground by itself. So, cool, try that out guys, and next time I think we'll add some collectible items so that we can actually start making this into a game. Until then, cheers, enjoy.